G'day everyone, welcome to my shed. I'm Justin, bass player in the QSO, and today we're going to be making some ginger beer. So if you like ginger beer, tune in, you'll learn a thing or two, save a bit of money too. How you going? It's Justin here, bass player with the Queensland Symphony, and today we're going to make some ginger beer. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, it's up to you. Welcome to my brew house. As you can see, we're set up with lots of tubs and lots of bits and pieces. So the basic process today for our beer is we're going to grab a kit beer. Now it's not like those ginger beers that you might have made from scratch underneath your parents' house where there were bottles exploding everywhere. This one's actually really easy and reliable, and you can kind of make it whatever alcohol you want, and it's pretty consistent. And I've never had one explode yet, so I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it Queensland style enough. So come over here and we'll see what we can do. What we might do first is we've got to peel our ginger. I think I learnt this one from that master chef, Adam Law. I love that guy, he's great. It's always good to coordinate the colour of your knife with the cutting board as well. It really adds to the harmony of the beer, you know. We're all about harmony at the Queensland Symphony Orchestra. And try not to get the old fingers there. So playing the double bass for a living, you do think about these things sometimes. All right, there we go. Ginger done. We have this thing. I think it's a yeast nutrient. I don't really know what it does, but I'm gathering the yeast loves it. And we've got the yeast itself. This is actually all the flavour essence that comes in the kit. It's going to look quite prefabricated and, you know, a little bit, what is that even? But it tastes amazing, and you can't really argue with that. It's pretty strong stuff. And what yeast does is it basically munches on the sugar and turns the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. The more sugar you put in, as long as the yeast is happy to eat it, the more alcohol content you'll get in there. So, and the last thing that I'm going to add to this, dried chilies. So what the dried chilies are going to do is when they're in the beer, through the fermentation process, they're going to absorb that liquid and kind of really put all this extra heat into it. I've been experimenting with a few other musicians in the Queensland Symphony Orchestra. And Nicole Tate, our principal bassoon, she actually gave me a whole bag full of different things to put in the beer, licorice root and lemongrass and, you know, chilies. And so we've been kind of playing around and experimenting with the flavours. The votes are in, the chilies are always a win. All right, I think our equipment's ready. So we've got to go and get the other equipment that's been sanitising for a while and continue on with the process. All right, here we are. I've got my little trolley here. And actually what we need to do now that these have been in the solution for about half an hour or so is we need to just empty them out and give them a good rinse. So we often joke in the bass section that sometimes when the snare drum plays, it sounds like water going into a bucket. Cool. A few moments later. What am I going for? Bullseye. Oh, whoops. If you miss your note one way, then aim the other way, and then the note will be somewhere in the middle. Just to make sure there's no chemicals left in it, so. There we go. Brewing 101. Need to hang your hop socks up. Oh, this we can thank Matthew Kinmont under the section cellos in the Queensland Symphony for this one. Matthew Kinmont's was a brewer and a beer drinker from way back. But then he realised he was celiac, so. All right, so our kettle's boiled again. Now we're gonna start putting this together. Put the water in here, boiling water. So the only thing you're likely to mess up in a brewing process is the yeast is sensitive to temperature. So if these guys are exposed to over 30 degrees, they're gonna die. So the hot stuff's bad. If it's too cold, they'll probably just be sleeping and they'll be hard to wake up. What we do want is our flavour sachet and a spoon. And we're just gonna tip this guy in. And look how easy this is. And we're gonna go a nice light beer with whatever's in here, or 300 grams, whatever comes first. Well, mate, look, it ain't perfection, but it'll do. It'll do. I'm gonna bung that one in here. Oh yeah, some good stuff. Think of 30 litres of ginger flavoured drink, and we've condensed it down to 1.7 litres, and it's got some kick. It's pretty amazing. So now I'm going to put the ginger in, and I don't have markings on this tub yet. It's a new tub, so I'm going to try and just count to try and make up 20 litres using this 3 litre jug. So. And I generally like just rinsing out the containers. Now I'm going to put that 0.7 back in. That's about right. And that'll get me up to 3 litres, because I'm putting 3 dashes short of 1 litre, whatever that is. Brewing is an exact science. It ain't perfection, but it'll do. Beautiful. First 3 litres. Let's keep going. Righto, so now temperature-wise, we've got to kind of suss it out. We'll steal the thermometer off this one. There we go. Now these things don't really work, but it's just nice to have them there. Looks good. You can see there's 32 bars lighting up here. I don't know though, 32? I think that's a little bit inaccurate. Brewing is an exact science. Now, yeast nutrients. Hot water. All right, I may have missed a step there. You should usually read the instructions before you start doing something. But I'm just having so much fun. So we were supposed to put everything in at the beginning, including these two, but I forgot. There you go. So, again, yeast, 30 degrees is going to kill it. So, make some warm water. This must be what you have to do for when you're running a kid's bath. You've got to put your elbow in it maybe, I don't know. And we're also going to get a bit of sugar in there to get the yeast going. Here we go. This will do. This might be the biggest spoon to cup ratio anyone's ever seen. Now that I've almost resolved all those screw-ups, we're first going to put the yeast, get that going in there. Adding our yeast nutrients. After the experiments we did with a few other orchestra members, we worked out that 2 chilies per 1.25 litre bottle was a bit too much, so 1 chili, and there were about 16 of them in here, so I'm going to get a hop sock, tie a knot in it, and put 16 of these guys in here. 16. All right, and we'll tie that off at the other end, and just kind of flop that in there like that. Let me get the spoon again. And the old airlock here, we just got to fill it up with a bit of water. And then you just kind of shake it around until you've got two even chambers. And it kind of goes together like that. So, and we've got to find a place to put it. So I think we're ready to pitch the yeast and then seal her up for good. Good luck. I hope you're hungry. And the observant among you will realise we've added a lot of water to this. That's okay. Each beer's got its own story. Give it a little nestle in there and give it the old test. There we go. Alright, seems like it's sealing. Oh, I'm gonna go that way. Alright, so that's it. Next time, we're going to be bottling our beer. So let us know if you want to see that video. You know what that is? That's a triple 20. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I mean, I wasn't aiming for it, but it's still the most highly, scoring thing on the board. Imagine that.